walk right now, and I felt in my spirit, I was reminded by the Lord about this episode of Queen Charlotte. I think it's episode 4, if I remember correctly, or like around the end of episode 3, where Lady Danbury's husband dies. If you haven't seen the show, I do recommend that you at least watch that episode. Fair warning though, Queen Charlotte and Bridgerton in general does contain a lot of sex scenes and nudity. So if you are somebody who is convicted for that, go ahead and don't watch that, but at least find a clip of this scene that I'm about to talk about. So basically, what Lady Danbury says after she's in mourning for her husband, it's the day after the funeral, or at least the night of the night after the funeral, because I'm pretty sure the funeral was in the daytime. And Lady Danbury is drinking a glass of wine, and she's talking to her servant, and she basically says that she's drinking port wine because it was Lord Danbury's favorite. And she goes on to say that she was promised to Lord Danbury at the age of 3, and that she basically was molded into this perfect wife for him and for him only, to the point where she doesn't know how to basically think and make decisions for herself. And she says something along the lines of like, I was told my favorite color was gold because his favorite color was gold, and all of these other examples. And as somebody that is currently breaking free at least mentally, physically I'm still trying to move out, but as somebody who is mentally breaking free from 2 narcissistic parents, something that I realized, especially when it came to my mother, is that you have to go through this process of realizing that you don't really know who you are whenever it comes down to being like free. You don't really know who you are. You don't really know what you like. You don't really know what you don't like. You don't know what your interests are. You don't really have a personality other than something that was made to please another person. And I'm telling you, that is the most humbling experience to go through. It's also a very frightening experience, and it's a very sad one too, because no one wants to realize that they don't know who they are, you know? But that's all I wanted to say. God bless y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.